What if I told you that before major cloud providers can handle federal government data, they must pass one of the most rigorous cybersecurity programs in the world? It's called FedRAMP, and if you work in cybersecurity, cloud computing, or government contracting, understanding it could change your career. FedRAMP stands for the Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program. This is a critical United States government-wide initiative. Its primary purpose is to provide a standardized approach to security assessment authorization, continuous monitoring. In simple terms, FedRAMP creates a single, consistent set of security rules that cloud providers must meet to sell to federal agencies. It acts as a gatekeeper, ensuring cloud tech adopted by government has been thoroughly vetted for security risks. This helps agencies trust cloud solutions to handle sensitive government data responsibly. It is not an award, but a certification of trust. The program was formally established in 2011 to address the unique security challenges of cloud computing. Before FedRAMP, each agency ran its own independent security review of a cloud service. That method was inefficient. That method was expensive. That method created inconsistent security postures across the government. The creation of FedRAMP was a direct response to a growing and untenable problem within the federal government. In the late 2000s, cloud computing showed immense potential, and federal agencies were eager to adopt it. Their approach to security, however, was fragmented and inefficient. Each agency had to conduct its own full security assessment for any cloud service it wanted to use. A single cloud provider like a cloud storage company had to undergo dozens of similar security audits for each agency it hoped to serve. This caused massive duplication of effort across government. The redundant system was incredibly costly for everyone. For cloud providers, the expense became a major barrier to entry, especially for smaller, innovative companies. Each assessment required substantial investments in time, personnel, and financial resources to prepare documentation and support the audit. The FedRAMP authorization process is structured and methodical, designed to ensure a thorough and consistent evaluation of a cloud service's security. The journey begins with the prepare phase. During this initial step, the cloud service provider must first gain a deep understanding of the FedRAMP requirements. This involves studying the relevant security controls and reviewing documentation templates provided by the FedRAMP Program Management Office, the PMO. The CSP must then decide on an authorization path, work directly with a specific agency for an agency authorization, or pursue a provisional authorization from the Joint Authorization Board, the JAB. This phase sets the stage for a successful assessment. Once preparation is complete, the CSP moves to the implement phase. The provider's main task is to implement the necessary security controls within its cloud service offering. Controls cover access control, staff training, incident response, encryption. The CSP must also document these controls extensively. That documentation is the System Security Plan, the SSP. The SSP details exactly how the cloud service meets each applicable FedRAMP security requirement. It serves as the blueprint of the system's security architecture and is a central piece of the authorization package. Show a flowchart of the 5 steps: prepare, implement, assess, authorize, monitor. The third step is the assess phase, independent verification of the CSP's work. The CSP hires a certified third-party assessment organization, a 3PO. A 3PO is an independent cybersecurity auditing firm accredited by A2LA to perform FedRAMP assessments. The 3PAO rigorously tests the implemented controls. They conduct penetration tests, review documentation, and interview personnel to validate SSP claims. The 3PAO compiles findings into a Security Assessment Report, the SAR. The SAR identifies weaknesses or gaps in the system's security posture. The final 2 steps are authorize and monitor. In the authorization phase, the SAR and the security package are submitted to the authorizing body, the agency, or the JAB. That body reviews documentation and decides if the risk is acceptable. If approved, they grant an authorization to operate, an ATO. But the work doesn't end there. The monitor phase is continuous. The CSP must constantly monitor for new vulnerabilities, report security incidents, and submit regular reports to maintain authorization. This ongoing vigilance keeps the service secure and adaptive to new threats. FedRAMP is not a one-size-fits-all program. It categorizes cloud services into 3 distinct authorization levels based on the sensitivity of the data they handle. These levels are determined by the potential impact that a security breach could have on an agency's operations, assets, or individuals. Low, moderate, high. The impact levels are defined by the Federal Information Processing Standards Publication 199. By tailoring the security requirements to the data's sensitivity, FedRAMP ensures that the level of protection is appropriate for the level of risk, avoiding both underprotection of critical data and overburdening of low-risk systems with unnecessary controls. The first level is FedRAMP Low. This baseline is intended for cloud services that handle low-risk, non-sensitive public information. A breach of data at this level would have a limited adverse effect on an agency. For example, a cloud service that hosts a public-facing government website with general information, or a collaboration tool used for non-sensitive project management would likely fall into this category. The FedRAMP Low baseline requires adherence to a foundational set of security controls. A subset of these controls also allows for an accelerated authorization process known as FedRAMP Tailored, designed for SaaS vendors whose products present very little risk. The most common authorization level is FedRAMP Moderate. This level is appropriate for the vast majority of federal government data that is not publicly available. This includes a wide range of sensitive but unclassified information such as personally identifiable information, names and addresses, protected health information, financial records. A breach of data at the moderate level could have a serious adverse effect on an agency's operations, assets, or the privacy of individuals. Consequently, the FedRAMP Moderate baseline mandates a much larger and more robust set of security controls compared to the low level, providing significantly stronger protections against security threats. The highest and most stringent level is FedRAMP High. The FedRAMP program has a profound and far-reaching impact on several key groups: federal agencies, technology professionals, and cloud service providers. For federal agencies, the primary benefit is enhanced security and increased efficiency. A reliable, standardized baseline for security gives agency leaders confidence. That reduces the internal workload of security teams. They can review the FedRAMP authorization package and make faster risk decisions. Result: accelerated cloud adoption. For professionals, FedRAMP has created a growing field of specialization. The authorization process drives high demand for deep FedRAMP knowledge. Experience with FedRAMP is a valuable resume credential. It opens doors in public and private sectors. Roles: FedRAMP compliance officers, cloud security architects, auditors working for 3 PAOs. Expertise signals mastery of federal cybersecurity standards. For cloud service providers, FedRAMP authorization is a major business milestone. It unlocks the federal marketplace, billions in IT spending. Without an ATO, CSPs are mostly barred from federal sales. Authorization is a competitive advantage. It proves the service meets rigorous security standards and builds trust. Ultimately, FedRAMP helps secure U.S. government digital infrastructure. The FedRAMP program is not static. It is continually evolving to keep pace with rapid technology changes and an ever-shifting threat landscape. A key focus for the future is increased use of automation. The current authorization process is thorough, but criticized for being slow and document-heavy. Automation promises to streamline many manual, time-consuming tasks. For example, tools are being developed to automate the generation of security documentation, the collection of evidence for security controls, continuous monitoring of system logs. This reduces administrative burden on cloud providers and government reviewers. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are poised to play a transformative role. They can enhance continuous monitoring by analyzing vast security data in real time, identifying anomalies, and predicting threats before harm. Instead of periodic manual checks, an AI system could proactively flag suspicious activity, enabling a much faster response to security incidents. FedRAMP 2.0 is a significant modernization effort underway driven by legislation like the FedRAMP Authorization Act. While the FedRAMP program offers substantial benefits, but achieving compliance is a formidable challenge, especially for cloud service providers. The single greatest obstacle is the sheer time and resources required. A typical authorization can take 12 to 24 months, sometimes longer. This timeline needs dedicated personnel, documenting controls, re-architecting systems, supporting the assessment process. For smaller companies or startups, the long, uncertain path to revenue is a major financial strain, creating a barrier to the federal market. Cost is another major hurdle. Expenses can reach hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. Costs include hiring or training specialized staff with FedRAMP expertise, paying an accredited 3PAO to run the assessment, purchasing new security tools to meet control requirements. Engineering costs to modify the cloud service are often significant. Redesigning architecture for proper data isolation, implementing advanced logging, enforcing strong encryption. Documentation requirements are extensive and detailed. The system security plan can be several hundred pages. It must detail how the system implements hundreds of controls. Any inaccuracies or omissions can cause significant delays. Providers often cite the paperwork burden as one of the hardest parts. Finally, maintaining authorization through continuous monitoring is an ongoing challenge. The FedRAMP ecosystem is a complex interplay of different organizations, each with a distinct and vital role. Visual overview, PMO, JAB, agencies, CSPs, 3PAOs. At the center of this ecosystem is the FedRAMP Program Management Office, or PMO. The PMO is part of the General Services Administration. It is responsible for the overall management and operation of the program. They develop the program's policies. They create the standardized templates and guidance documents. They manage the FedRAMP Marketplace, the official repository of authorized cloud services. The PMO acts as the central coordinating body, providing support to agencies and cloud providers as they navigate the authorization process. Federal agencies are the primary consumers of FedRAMP authorized services. An agency can act as an authorizer by sponsoring a cloud service provider and granting it an agency authorization to operate, or ATO. In this role, the agency assumes responsibility for the risk decision. It accepts that the cloud service is secure enough to handle its data. Once an agency grants an ATO, that authorization package becomes available for other agencies to review and reuse. A key authorizing body within the ecosystem is the Joint Authorization Board, or JAB. The JAB is composed of 3 CIOs: Chief Information Officer, Department of Defense; Chief Information Officer, Department of Homeland Security; Chief Information Officer, General Services Administration. The JAB provides a more stringent, high-level authorization path that results in a Provisional Authorization to Operate, or PATO. FedRAMP is more than just a compliance framework. It is a foundational element of modern government technology and a significant career pathway in the cybersecurity field. For those working in cloud computing or information security, developing a solid understanding of its principles is no longer optional. It is a strategic necessity. If you are an IT professional, learning the FedRAMP controls and processes will make you a more valuable asset to any organization that operates in or serves the public sector. If you are a student planning a career in tech, incorporating FedRAMP into your studies will provide you with a practical and in-demand skill set that can set you apart in the job market. For those looking to begin this journey, there are several simple yet effective steps you can take. The first and most important step is to visit the official FedRAMP website at fedramp.gov. This site is the authoritative source for all program information, official guidance documents, control specifications, templates. Reading these primary source materials is the best way to build a foundational knowledge of the program's requirements. Take the time to study the core documents, such as the Guide to Understanding FedRAMP and the templates for the System Security Plan. Next, you should focus on learning the specific security controls that form the backbone of the program. These controls are based on NIST Special Publication 853, which is a cornerstone of federal cybersecurity policy. You do not need to memorize every control, but you should understand the different families of controls, such as access control, incident response, system and information integrity. Practice applying these concepts by working with common cloud security tools in a personal lab environment, logging, encryption, identity management. This hands-on experience will help transform theoretical knowledge into practical skill and a deeper understanding of security implementation. In conclusion, FedRAMP brings essential order consistency and security to the way the United States government uses cloud services. It establishes a clear, repeatable process that saves taxpayer money, reduces systemic risk, accelerates the adoption of modern technology. The program provides agencies with a roster of trusted cloud services and creates a significant market for skilled professionals and secure providers. As the program continues to evolve with automation and AI, the need for expertise will only grow. Learning about FedRAMP is a valuable investment in your professional future and a meaningful contribution to the mission of protecting our nation's most critical data. The path to mastery begins with a single step, and the resources to get started are readily available to all who are willing to learn.